Hello, and welcome to the State of the Collection Report from Edelweiss. My name is Jane White, and I am the Library Success Manager here. To access the State of the Collection Report, first you're going to want to add a widget to your home page. To add the widget, click on Add Widget, go to Analytics, and click on State of the Collection Report. This will make this accessible whenever you want it. Once you have that on your page, all you need to do is click on it to launch it. But what is the State of the Collection Report? The State of the Collection Report measures key performance metrics over time, benchmarked against peer libraries. It is a genre comparison and also can be a branch comparison if you have multiple branches, and will help you drive title level action. The State of the Collection Report is the lightweight version of our analytics service, which hooks up to all major ILS systems and aggregates this info into an interactive report, which can be run monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. It evaluates how your collection is doing based on 4 key measures of collection health across 45 genres and all of your branches. These 4 measures are freshness, relevance, hit rate, and turnover. The report is completely interactive. You can click on anything to advance. There is an introductory page that tells you exactly what the State of the Collection Report is. It will also contain a page that tells you how to read the report and how to interpret what you're seeing. We'll also highlight the top 15 strengths and bottom 15 opportunities based on where you might want to spend some time in your collection. So again, the 4 levels that we measure are freshness first, which is not how new your collection is, but rather how well it's circulating. Relevance rates how many of the top titles sold by indie booksellers you own. Hit rate will tell you which of the titles that have been published within the last 16 months that you have purchased have actually circulated and how well. Turnover measures how many times your collection turns over compared to your peers. The thing that makes the State of the Collection Report so easy is that while it's powerful, there's not much to learn. You can see that it's not a short report at 66 pages, but it's really just the same couple of pages repeated for all 45 genres, or the same report repeated for all of your branches. Once you've got the basics down, you're ready to roll. So after you get this, you can click on anything, and for example, looking at freshness, the gray dots represent the average of US libraries. The colored dots represent your collection to say where you are in regards to the average. If you click on any individual genre, in this case gardening, a card like this will show, again, rating it on these 4 individual things. So under freshness, the gray bar indicates what the average is. It will tell you based on how your performance is doing based on the last time your scorecard was run. And then the detail is down here. So these are stale titles. The light blue represents how many years since the title has last circulated. So the light blue here represents the fact that these books have not circulated in the last 2 to 4 years. The medium blue are books that have not circulated in the last 4 to 8 years. And the darker blue indicates titles that have not circulated in more than 8 years. Clicking on the pie chart in any individual section will bring out the detail of what you're looking at. So in this particular test instance, this shows all of the books that have not circulated in 8 years or more. You get the title, the format, ISBN and pub date, and the number of shelf days since the book has circulated. Shelf days is simply the number of days a book has not circulated times the number of copies. So in this case, the Pitiful Gardener's Handbook has 2 copies and has not circulated for a total of 14,658 days. We also supply the call number. So you can go down and look at the various titles and see what might be happening. We also provide the information on how these books might be circulate or selling within the independent bookstore market. You can export this by clicking on this arrow. This check mark will select all the titles. Then you can either add it to a collection, for example, to create a collection of books that you want to read, or immediately export it to a CSV file, which will then put this into a spreadsheet, which you can then take to the shelf to see what might be happening. As you can see, same information, ISBN pub date, the number of shelf days, and the call number, so that you can take this to the shelf to see, are these books truly not circulating, or perhaps they're lost or misshelved? Relevance, again, indicates how many of the books selling in, say, 50% of the retail market do you not own. In this case, this library is not missing any titles that are selling in more than 50% of the retail market. They're only missing 3 books that are selling between 20 and 50% of the market, and 13 books that are selling in 10 to 20% of the retail market. Again, clicking on any piece of the pie will launch exactly the title level detail. So these are the 3 titles that they do not own, and then you can make the evaluation on whether you want to purchase those titles or whether they're a good fit for your library. Hit rate. Of those titles that have a pub date within the last 16 months that you have purchased at your library, how are those circulating? In this case, 9 of them are circulating really well, 8 of them are circulating moderately well, and there are none that haven't circulated at all. If a book hasn't circulated at all, we consider it DOA, dead on arrival. So if there was titles here, what you might want to do is create a special display or look to see why those titles might not be circulating. And the turnover states how many times this particular genre turns over on average at your library, as well as the average number of copies that you hold. If you have multiple branches, you can look at a cross-branch summary, which will tell you again how things are doing. You can also view trends in any particular genre to see how things are over time, whether things circulate more in a certain part of the year or not. And again, that repeats for all 45 genres. So it's really, really easy to navigate. You can again jump to any part of this report to see what might be happening. And if you don't remember exactly what I said as far as what these particular things mean, you can look at the freshness metric. You can look at the definitions and see exactly how it's calculated, what it means, and what you can do about it. You can also make PDFs of any of the pages or even the complete report if you wanted to use them with library board handouts or some other reason. We also break this down by kids genres. So basically, the same report, only really doing a deep dive into the children's area. Children's is on the main report, but again, we call this out so that we can really take a deep dive into the various subjects that would be in the juvenile fiction section, including the young adult and graphic novels. There's also the ability to create something called super categories, which will be able to help you do a custom report that would be able to do certain sections of your certain collection. And to add the super categories, you just have to go into your tools and go to Analytics Super Categories and take all of the collection codes that you've supplied us with and tag them so that you can group things together. After you've done this, in the next month, when we run a State of the Collection report, you'll see the custom report that you did. And that is the State of the Collection report. It's super easy to do and super easy to understand. I hope you have good luck using it. If you want more information on how to get a State of the Collection report, please contact me at jane@abovthetreeline.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.